of quality should be less than 10% of their sale. Less than 10% of the sale. Very high number. If people are working in 3 sigma, 2 sigma, the percentage of sale cost of poor quality will be 20 to 30%. So you can understand the opportunity, phenomenal opportunity for the saving for the organization. I will take a little bit time on just to make you understand about the cost of poor quality or cost of quality. When we talk about cost of quality, there are two components. One is the conformance cost, second is the non-conformance. Conformance is, yes, it is required because we have to do inspection, we have to do certain process like training, maintenance, preventive maintenance. This is required cost. This is to make process robust. But the second part, which is a non-conformance, is an undesirable cost. But it always happens in the organization. Only thing, how much we can reduce this cost, that will make us more profitable. When we talk about cost of quality, these are the four parameters of that. Prevention cost, appraisal cost, internal failure costs, and external failure costs. I will just go a little step over and a little more detail on that. What are those and what are the different factors? We have to capture this cost. If you look at the first two costs, is the cost of conformance. We have to do these activities so that our product became good and we can satisfy our customer. Like prevention cost. Prevention talks a lot of things. All your check sheet preparations, trainings, machine preventive maintenance will come a little bit. All these are the prevention costs. Appraisal costs are all your inspections or the appraisal cost. But it is required. But customer doesn't pay for that. The second part is the failure cost, which is internal failure and external failure. Internal failure could be rejection, rework, breakdown of the machines. External failure could be product recall. It could be customer end rejections. It could be loss of share in the market, customer dissatisfaction. So the second part of the window, the bottom part, is called cost of poor quality. So I will touch base more on the cost of poor quality and how we'll see if you focus more on the cost of conformance or cost of attaining quality, how you can reduce your cost of non-conformance. These are some example of prevention cost. And when we look at any organization, we are spending money. We are spending money on all these aspects like quality planning. We are giving training to people, but where that cost is the prevention cost. Why we are training we are making train our people so that they can avoid the defect in the process. We can make our customer more satisfied and our process can become robust. So that is the cost which we are spending on the prevention side of the processes. Process defining itself, customer survey. We do a lot of customer survey to understand what customer exactly want. Then pre-production reviews, technical manuals preparation so that customer use our product exactly the way it should be when it comes to the applications. Detailed product engineering, advanced product quality planning, APQP tools, FMEA. All these are nothing. These are the prevention expenses. And similarly, so on and so forth. Even housekeeping is a prevention tool. It's a prevention cost. And we spend money on housekeeping, but with a very low heart, because we see it's a wastage. But rather, it's nothing. It's making your process more robust when it comes to the housekeeping. So similarly, on appraisal side, I will come. All the inspection, all the tests which are mandatory to make your product certified for a good quality. So that is the appraisal cost. Product audit. The IATF requirement, ISO requirement. So product audit has to be done by company, by the organization, by the customer, by the third party. All these costs are the conformance costs. It is required. It's mandatory. Similarly, the system audit. You must be knowing 9,000, 14,000 IATF audit costs. Those are nothing. Those are appraisal costs so that you make sure your systems are working so that your processes are robust and you are making assurance that product which is coming out from these processes is a good product. Prototype development. A lot of other stuff is there. So all these are the appraisal costs which done on the process, on the product. Now we'll come to very important part, the failure cost, which is the cost of poor quality. Substandard product. There is a requirement from the customer, but our product doesn't meet it. Sometimes but okay, let us give on the discount prices. So it's a substandard product. Scrap or rework. That's a common no-brainer game. Everybody knows about it. Reinspection. We thought reinspection is not a cost. Sometimes I might see a lot of people talk about, okay, we do 200% inspection, we do 300% inspection, so that bad product doesn't go to customer. But making 200% inspection is a cost to the company. It's a failure cost. Why? Because we are not able to produce the right product in the first goal. That is the reason we have to do a multiple time inspection on the product. It's a failure cost. Redesign or engineering change, process modifications, payroll error. It's a HR related, it's a cost to company, it's a failure. So any failure which happen in the gambit inside the boundary wall of an organization is an internal failure. So a lot of other things like equipment breakdown, accident, injuries, those are the failure costs within the organization. Even absenteeism, people doesn't come on time, organization has to pay the cost of loss of production. And a lot of other sale, like loss of sale, delivery failure, that is also an internal failure cost. So all the cost, if you do look at it and put it in umbrella, all the costs associated with this factor, you can see how much cost as an organization we are paying and opportunity available to reduce it and increase our profitability. I will touch base on the external failure. Product recall, I mentioned nowadays we every day talk about, earlier it was in automotive sector, but now engineering sector, FMCG, medicines. So a lot of companies are facing this product recall issue. Customer complaint handling, customer service errors, product return, analysis. Sometimes warranty claims has come and then we do analysis. There is a separate team in the company whose job is only to do the warranty analysis. So whatever the cost occurring at to that level, it's an external failure cost. Late payment. Sometimes customer hold payment because there is a quality issue. Until and unless you clear the debit or give the credit to customer, they will not pay you. So all these are the costs associated with the external failure cost. And the bottom one, which is very important, customer dissatisfaction. We cannot count it or make it in terms of money, but over a period of time, you can see how it is converted into the loss of sale. Again, everybody knows about it. It's a kind of top portion of the iceberg. Generally, people talk about the top of the iceberg when we start about the cost of poor quality. And the bigger picture is below. We can see much more depth analysis of cost of poor quality if you want to do it. Important part is focus. We have to bring it on and expose the hidden factory inside the factory. That is the way the cost of poor quality analysis rectification start. Develop a ongoing measurement system, how you are going to capture this cost and later on come to the analysis. Once your analysis is done, how you are going to start the breakthrough improvement on cost of poor quality. So I am talking today presentation or topic only on the analysis part. Breakthrough improvement or action plan comes later because most of the time we really don't know where we are losing our money. If you do our analysis in depth, we get the right thing on the table, I'm sure 50% of the job is done because we know where we are losing our money. Very important pie. If you look at it, as I told, there are two parts, controllable and non-controllable costs. Look at it in the top, it's a controllable cost, prevention and appraisal. Bottom all are output. And generally I had seen talking people in the foundry or in any industry, we are controlling rejection. I have a question to the audience. Can you control rejection directly? No. You have to control only the input. Or if you are able to control your input, output will automatically come correct. But generally people say we are controlling rejection. And rejection is what? Input or output? Rejection is output. So don't focus on the rejection control. Focus on the input, the controllable parameter, the top one, prevention and appraisal cost. Rest is all output. And it happens in most of the organization because our focus is the resultant. We miss the bigger picture, which is a controllable cost. There is no attention to it and everybody will start cribbing or getting frustration. We are not improving because our focus is not on the improvement. Our focus is on controlling the output. So my submission to all, focus on the input cost it will take time, but over a period of time, your output will start improving. This is the one of a case study of a company which has been done long back. Look at it. They were spending, like, total revenue of the company was 100 million, and the prevention cost was only 2%, which is 0.4% million. Appraisal was 20%, that's a 4 million. So altogether, prevention and appraisal, they were spending 4.4 million. And the bottom part, which is cost of poor quality internal failure, was 45%, cost to $9 million. And external failure was 33%, cost to $6.6 million. And the cost of quality was $20 million. On $100 million, $20 million was cost of quality. And cost of poor quality was $15.6 million out of $20 million. Once they start this program, and you can see, still the cost, prevention cost, they increase to the 60%, which was $3.6 million, and appraisal 1.2, which is 4.8. You can see the last slide. Here it was $4.4 million. It was still there were $4.4 million. They had increased a little bit to $4.8 million. But the major change happened is where? $4 million was the appraisal cost, and prevention cost was only $0.4 million. The focus has been increased to prevention. They had increased from $0.2 million to $3.6 million. Appraisal cost they had reduced earlier because they were focused more on, okay, test karo, inspection karo, and send the product. So now their focus has been shifted to more on the prevention. So, and the advantage you can see in the bottom part. $4.8 million was the prevention and appraisal cost. The failure cost has reduced to $1.2 million, and total cost became $6 million from $20 million. You can imagine if a company of $100 million having $14 million extra in the pocket, they can do miracle in terms of capacity expansion, in terms of employee satisfaction, whatever they want to do. So this is the power of analysis of cost of quality or cost of poor quality. And you can see over a period of graph. It is not a, I would say, short-term process. No. If people think, okay, this is a magic wind, I'm sorry to say it will not turn around your company in day one. It will take 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year based on the system complexity and infrastructure of the company. But it short is a process which will help you to reduce your failure costs over a period of time. And you can see in the graph. The first one is like price of non-conformance, and the top one green one is the price of conformance and the total cost of quality. Over a period of time, you increase price for the conformance or cost of conformance, your cost of non-conformance is going to reduce. This is one of our Foundry example where we work in 2012 onward. And now the questions come how to do this analysis, what are the baseline, how to start it. So don't go with a hi-fi system. Nowadays we can talk about a lot of digitalizations, SAP, ERP, but it is a simple basic Excel work. You can start it. At least you know first where you are before making a step toward the next level. So it's a kind of a very, very broader level. There were the company is having 4 plants, and the cost, conversion cost, basically you can see is the manufacturing variable cost of Foundry. It's $1 per kg. Then the post-Foundry, they were having machine shop, so consumable cost, post-Foundry consumable cost, and raw material cost and metal loss. It's a very, very broader level analysis. Initial phase has been done just to capture the number. And you can see these are the parameter which has been taken for the analysis of that particular company. How to capture this cost, from where we can get this capture. So there were 9 parameters has been selected in the external cost, and internal cost there was only 1 parameter has been selected. It's a rejection cost, because there are multiple other parameters. If you take all 30, 40 parameters together, I'm sure you are going to bog down with the very high level of data analysis, and people will start feeling, no, this is not useful. So start with the basic macro level, capture the major costs, and then go into the deep dive year by year so that you can improve the process. There's an Excel format. This is a simple Excel format, can be used. Nothing complicated. All the parameter has been put it here, like equipment maintenance cost, right? All this stuff, total prevention costs, you can see. You can see the total amount which is being expanded on that and percentage of the total. So all these parameters can be analyzed at the different node. what is the total cost of quality, like that company. Just an example I'm saying. So percentage you can calculate, very simple, basic Excel format. But important part is the data. If you don't have the right data, your assumptions will be wrong. So please first create a platform from where you will able to get this data, and the data should be right. Otherwise, your inference will be wrong. You will take wrong decision. You can do later on, you can play with the data as the way you want. You can play the graph, you can do the all kind of analysis, just example, right? Look at the trend, whatever you want to do. And again, if you have multi-location, right, it's always help. This is the analysis which has been done, and you can prioritize your thing. Here you can see the plant Z is having contribution in total cost of quality was 43%. And you can see on a sale of $27 million, the cost of poor quality was